Consider this. For too long, humanity has been conditioned to believe that vast fortune, true personal freedom, and undeniable success are elusive prizes, found only by a fortunate few, often through relentless, undirected toil or sheer luck. What if this deeply ingrained belief is, in fact, the greatest impediment to your own prosperity? What if the very wealth you tirelessly pursue, the profound freedom you desperately seek, isn't some distant treasure buried in an unknown land, but rather an inherent, dormant power already residing within the very core of your being, patiently awaiting its conscious awakening and diligent cultivation? Pause for a moment and reflect upon this radical notion. Could your most invaluable asset, the definitive path to enduring affluence and a life of purposeful achievement, genuinely stem not from an exhaustive accumulation of generalized facts and figures, but from the precise identification and mastery of a distinct, singular form of knowledge, a knowledge you undeniably possess, perhaps without even realizing it, or one that lies just beyond the veil of your immediate grasp, ready to be uncovered? This quest for prosperity often leads individuals down meandering paths of broad, superficial learning. They diligently collect disparate pieces of information, mistakenly equating sheer volume of data with genuine power, with the capacity to generate significant income. They fill their minds with facts from every corner, striving for a shallow understanding of many things, yet mastering nothing in particular. They read countless books, attend endless seminars, consume an ocean of content, all in the vague hope that somehow, somewhere, this indiscriminate absorption will magically coalesce into the riches they desire. But I, Napoleon Hill, through decades of rigorous study and profound observation of the world's most successful individuals, unveiled a fundamental, often uncomfortable truth. This truth reveals that while such general knowledge certainly holds its utility, it can provide a foundation, a context for living, enriching one's intellectual landscape. It very rarely, if ever, serves as the direct engine for accumulating substantial riches. The marketplace, you see, does not reward generality. It rewards specificity, solutions to particular problems, unique value. It compensates those who can perform a specialized service or offer a unique product with exceptional skill, not those who merely possess a smattering of information across 1,000 topics. The true catalyst for financial independence, for the creation of empires and the realization of grand ambitions, is not merely knowing about many things, but truly knowing one thing, or a closely related cluster of things, with unparalleled depth and practical application. This, my friend, is what I unequivocally termed specialized knowledge. It is not merely information, it is applied information, forged into a skill, a service, or a product that addresses a specific need, solves a distinct problem, or creates a unique value for which society is willing to pay a premium. It is a specific, potent understanding, an acute insight, a honed ability, capable of transforming a mere intent, a fleeting desire, into tangible, measurable wealth. Think of the greatest innovators, the most influential leaders, the wealthiest industrialists. Were they masters of everything, or masters of something profoundly valuable? Their legacy answers this question with resounding clarity. They identified a niche, dedicated themselves to its mastery, and then applied that mastery with relentless purpose. In the ensuing moments of this vital discourse, we embark together on a journey of profound discovery. We will not merely attempt to define this concept of specialized knowledge in abstract terms, leaving you with a theoretical understanding that fails to inspire action. No, we will meticulously dissect its very essence, examining its constituent parts, understanding its true nature and its profound implications for your personal quest for success. More importantly, I shall illuminate precisely how you, the individual listening now, can uncover this indispensable asset within the tapestry of your own life's experiences, your innate talents, and your burning desires. those very inclinations you might currently dismiss as mere hobbies or trivial interests. We will then proceed to reveal the precise, actionable methods for converting this latent specialized knowledge, once identified, into an unstoppable force for the methodical and deliberate creation of wealth, a force that can propel you beyond the constraints of mere existence into the realm of true abundance and meaningful contribution. And, with equal importance, we will critically expose the perilous pitfalls of what I call useless knowledge, the pervasive, distracting information that absorbs your precious time and energy without delivering any genuine, tangible value or advancing your primary objective. This often masquerades as enlightenment, but serves only to dilute your focus and dissipate your potential, acting as an insidious enemy of definite purpose. Pay the closest attention to every word, for I assure you, the final principle shared within this discussion is not merely another piece of advice. It is the very cornerstone, the ultimate foundational key to mastering this entire profound application, to truly activating your latent capacity for wealth and purposeful living. The common perception, reinforced by conventional education and societal norms, suggests that the broader one's knowledge base, the greater their potential for success and, by extension, wealth. Is this not the narrative we are constantly fed? Accumulate information, absorb facts, become well-rounded. Yet I ask you to pause, to look around at the truly affluent, the genuinely impactful individuals. Do they possess a shallow understanding of countless subjects or a profound mastery of a select few? The answer, upon honest reflection, reveals a stark contrast to this popular myth. The notion that a vast but undifferentiated ocean of general knowledge directly leads to a treasure trove of riches is, in essence, a comforting delusion. It is a path that, while offering a semblance of intellectual pursuit, seldom culminates in the financial freedom and influence it implicitly promises. This pervasive misconception keeps countless ambitious individuals perpetually hovering at the periphery of their true potential, forever gathering leaves without ever tending to the roots of prosperity. My extensive studies, spanning decades and encompassing the lives of the most successful titans of industry and thought, unequivocally demonstrated that while a foundational understanding of the world is undoubtedly beneficial, it is a tool, not an end in itself. General knowledge, akin to a sprawling, majestic library filled with every conceivable book, holds immense potential. Yet, if one simply wanders its aisles, admiring the spines and perhaps glancing at a few random pages without a definitive purpose, without seeking specific volumes to build a particular structure, solve a concrete problem, or craft a masterpiece, what tangible value does that vast collection truly yield? The library, in such a scenario, remains an inert monument to potential, not a dynamic factory of creation. It is the application, the focused intent behind the acquisition and use of that knowledge that determines its power. To merely know many things, without the accompanying skill to organize, adapt, and apply that knowledge to a specific marketable purpose, is to possess a wealth of inert information. It is like owning the blueprint for a magnificent edifice, but lacking the specialized tools, the skilled hands, and the definite plan to lay a single brick. This leads us to what I term false professionalism. Society often applauds the individual who can speak superficially on a myriad of topics, who appears to have a grasp of everything. This superficial versatility, however, often comes at the cost of genuine depth. The individual striving to be good at everything invariably becomes truly exceptional at nothing. They dilute their intellectual and creative energies across too many domains, preventing the profound immersion and rigorous discipline required to achieve mastery in any one. The market, you must understand, does not pay for mere familiarity. It pays, often handsomely, for solutions. It rewards those who can execute a task with unparalleled efficiency, who can innovate with groundbreaking insights, or who can deliver a service with unmatched quality within a specific domain. The jack of all trades, while commendable for their breadth, often finds themselves outmaneuvered and out-earned by the master of one. This dilution effect means that your intellectual resources, rather than being concentrated into a laser-like beam capable of cutting through complex problems and illuminating novel solutions, are instead spread so thin they become merely a dim, diffuse light, insufficient to truly impact or transform any single area. True value, the kind that attracts substantial financial reward, springs from focused expertise, from the courage to specialize, to narrow one's scope and deepen one's understanding to an extraordinary degree. My teachings never advocated for ignorance. On the contrary, I always emphasized the paramount importance of knowledge. However, the critical distinction I underscored, and one often overlooked, is the purpose behind its acquisition. Knowledge by itself is latent power. It becomes dynamic power only when it is organized, directed, and applied through definite practical plans to the attainment of a definite end. This principle fundamentally separates generalized information, which is passively collected and often lacks a clear application, from specialized knowledge. The latter is not merely amassed, it is intentionally acquired because it directly serves an ardent desire and advances a definite purpose. It is a tool specifically sought out and honed because it fits into a larger, meticulously planned strategy for achievement. Consider the frustrated individual who claims to be well-read, highly intelligent, knowledgeable across countless subjects, yet remains unprosperous, perhaps even struggling financially. Their lament often stems from a failure to transform their abundant general knowledge into an actionable, marketable form. They have the ingredients but lack the recipe, the specific skill, or the burning desire to combine them into something of value that the world demands. They have mistakenly believed that simply possessing information is enough, failing to grasp that the true alchemy of wealth lies in its purposeful application. The market, in its relentless efficiency, only rewards those who can convert organized knowledge into valuable service or product. It is a fundamental economic truth. People pay for solutions to their problems, for improvements to their lives, for experiences that enhance their existence. These are delivered not by generalists, but by specialists who have dedicated themselves to mastering a particular art, science, or craft. They possess the unique insights, the honed techniques, the specific methodologies that others lack, and for which they are willing to pay. This is the profound lesson Hill truly taught. Not that knowledge is unimportant, but that purposeful, specialized knowledge, diligently acquired and intelligently applied, is the undeniable engine of enduring success and significant wealth. If general knowledge is not the way, if it is merely the foundation upon which true mastery must be built, then where, precisely, does one discover this potent, specialized knowledge that holds the key to their deepest financial aspirations? Having discarded the illusion that superficial breadth equates to profound wealth, you are now poised at a critical juncture: the identification of your own unique, potent contribution. The prevailing counsel, often whispered by well-meaning but misguided voices, urges you to follow your passion. While the pursuit of that which ignites your spirit holds undeniable merit for personal fulfillment, I urge you to subject this romantic notion to the rigorous scrutiny of practical reality. How many individuals, consumed by a burning passion for art, music, or a myriad of other avocations, find themselves perpetually teetering on the precipice of financial instability? The world is replete with passionate souls who, despite their fervent dedication, remain unprosperous. The missing link, the crucial element that transforms mere passion into profitable endeavor, is not the passion itself, but its alignment with a demonstrable, quantifiable market demand. A true specialized knowledge, the kind that creates lasting wealth, transcends a simple love for an activity. It must be rooted in your capacity to provide exceptional service, to solve pressing problems, or to create unique value for others, value for which they are willing to exchange their hard-earned currency. Your passion, therefore, must be refined through the crucible of purposeful utility, channeled toward an outcome that serves the needs and desires of a specific segment of humanity. Otherwise, it remains a beautiful but ultimately economically inert personal pursuit. Now let us delve deeper into the rich, often overlooked terrain of your own being, for it is here that your hidden gold mine awaits discovery. I speak of what I term unconscious competence. Consider this. What tasks do you perform with an almost effortless grace, a natural efficiency that seems to bypass the struggle others endure? What problems do you navigate? What challenges do you resolve with an intuitive ease that makes them appear elementary, even obvious, to you, yet paralyzing to others? This is not merely a talent. It is a manifestation of your unconscious competence, a skill so deeply ingrained, so intrinsically woven into your mental and operational fabric that you often fail to recognize its extraordinary value. It is the very simplicity with which you execute these actions that blinds you to their market potential. People rarely appreciate the genius behind what comes naturally to them. They dismiss it as trivial, common, something anyone could do. But observe closely the reactions of others when you apply this inherent skill. What do people consistently seek your advice on? To whom do they turn when confronted with a particular dilemma that you seem to unravel with elegant precision? The answer to these questions will illuminate the contours of your unconscious competence. It is in these moments of seemingly effortless performance, in these acts of seamless problem-solving, that your most valuable specialized knowledge often lies concealed, masquerading as mere common sense. Beyond the realm of inherent aptitudes, another potent source of specialized knowledge can be unearthed within the very fabric of your past struggles and triumphs, your resolved frustrations. Consider the significant obstacles you have encountered and through sheer tenacity or ingenious resourcefulness, ultimately overcome. What complex problems have you faced in your personal life, your professional journey, or your creative endeavors that demanded a unique, persistent, and ultimately successful resolution? Perhaps you devised an innovative system to manage overwhelming information, developed a remarkably effective strategy to overcome a sales plateau, or created a distinctive method for mastering a difficult skill. These are not merely anecdotes of your past resilience. They are blueprints, meticulously drafted through lived experience for solving problems that undoubtedly plague countless others. If you have invested your time, energy, and ingenuity to conquer a recurring frustration, to find an elegant solution where others continue to flounder, then you possess a specialized knowledge of profound market relevance. Your personal pain points, once resolved, transform from liabilities into invaluable assets, each solution a potential product or service waiting to be offered to a world desperately seeking relief from similar burdens. This process, my friend, is not merely about introspection. It is about recognizing the universal resonance of your uniquely conquered challenges. However, possessing specialized knowledge, whether inherent or hard-won, is but half the equation. The other, equally vital half, is its validation in the unforgiving arena of the market. I have always maintained that true specialized knowledge isn't genuinely specialized until the market, in its unyielding judgment, signals its willingness to compensate you for it. This is the crucial filter, the ultimate arbiter of value. Many cling to a cherished skill or a deeply held belief about their expertise, only to find the world indifferent. Why? Because their perceived specialized knowledge, however profound to them, fails to address an acute, recognized need for which others are prepared to exchange their capital. Therefore, you must diligently test your nascent specialized skill. Offer it, in nascent form, to those who might benefit. Observe their reactions. Do their eyes light up with recognition? Do they express a desire for more, a willingness to pay, a hunger for the solution you provide? These are the unmistakable signals of market validation. It is not merely what you know, It is, more critically, what you know that others need and are actively seeking, for which they perceive sufficient value to part with their resources. If you find yourself perpetually attempting to convince the market that it needs what you offer, rather than offering what the market is already implicitly or explicitly asking for, you are operating from a position of weakness, not specialized strength. The market does not care for your intentions. It cares only for the solutions you deliver. This necessitates a profound courage, the courage to narrow your focus. In a world that often rewards superficial breadth, the act of deliberate specialization can feel counterintuitive, even frightening. There is a pervasive anxiety, a fear of missing out on other opportunities, that often prevents individuals from committing fully to a single deep area of expertise. Yet, this very act of narrowing, of concentrating your intellectual and creative energies, is precisely what imbues you with unparalleled power. Generalists, though versatile, are often easily replaced, their skills diluted, their value diffused. Specialists, however, those who have committed themselves to profound mastery of a particular craft, domain, or problem set, become indispensable. They are the sought-after authorities, the problem solvers of last resort, the individuals whose unique insights command premium compensation. This is not to advocate for rigidity, but for the establishment of an unshakable core strength, a foundational expertise from which all future expansion can naturally and powerfully flow. Which archetype resonates more deeply with your aspirations for wealth and influence? The easily substitutable generalist or the highly sought-after specialist? The answer, I believe, lies in the deliberate, courageous commitment to focusing your beam, transforming a diffuse light into a laser that cuts through complexity and illuminates the path to unparalleled achievement. Once you have unearthed this personal gold mine, this unique blend of skill and insight, the next crucial step is not merely to possess it, but to actively, deliberately, and systematically apply it to generate the wealth you desire. This leads us to the critical process of transforming knowledge into capital, a true alchemy of purposeful action. You stand now at the precipice of profound realization. You have begun the arduous yet immensely rewarding journey of unearthing that singular specialized knowledge lying dormant within you, a skill, an insight, a unique capability that distinguishes you from the generalist masses. Yet I must impress upon you a truth of paramount importance, a truth often overlooked in the eager pursuit of discovery. The mere possession of this potent specialized knowledge, no matter how profound, is wholly insufficient to usher in the riches you desire. Knowledge, in its raw, unapplied form, is nothing more than latent power. It is akin to holding a magnificent blueprint for an empire in your hand, but lacking the will, the tools, and the collective force to lay a single foundation stone. The alchemy of wealth, my friend, truly begins only at the crucial juncture of application. It is here, in the systematic and deliberate deployment of your unique expertise, that raw potential transforms into tangible capital. Consider for a moment the very essence of human achievement. Has any significant fortune ever been amassed, any enduring empire ever constructed, any scientific breakthrough ever materialized through solitary, unaided effort, fueled solely by individual knowledge, however brilliant? History resoundingly answers, seldom, if ever. This is precisely where the profound principle of the mastermind comes into play, a concept I have long advocated as indispensable for any who aspire to truly great accomplishments. A mastermind alliance is not merely a gathering of individuals. It is the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. It is the amplification of individual specialized knowledge through collective intelligence. When minds converge with a shared, unwavering objective, a third, invisible mind, far more powerful than the sum of its individual parts, is created. This synergistic force transcends individual limitations, multiplies creative insight, and strengthens the resolve necessary to navigate the intricate labyrinth of wealth creation. Imagine your specialized knowledge as a powerful lens. By itself, it can focus light to a brilliant point. But imagine that lens combined with other, equally specialized lenses, one focused on market strategy, another on financial leverage, a third on operational efficiency. Together, they create an instrument of unparalleled precision and power, capable of illuminating paths to wealth that would remain utterly invisible to any single lens acting alone. This is the mastermind in action. It allows you to borrow the minds of others, their experience, their specialized insights, their networks, to augment your own. It is the intelligent application of the principle that no single individual possesses all the knowledge necessary to achieve monumental success, and that the fastest, most effective route to that success is through the judicious collaboration with others who possess the specialized knowledge you lack. This alliance doesn't merely provide advice. It offers diverse perspectives, challenges assumptions, uncovers blind spots, and provides the necessary accountability and collective belief that bolsters individual ambition against the inevitable forces of doubt and adversity. Without this collective intelligence, this shared drive, your individual brilliance risks remaining a solitary spark, incapable of igniting the roaring fire of prosperity. However, even the most formidable mastermind alliance, armed with the most profound specialized knowledge, remains merely a formidable collection of minds without the crucial element of organized action. A brilliant strategy discussed and refined within the confines of a mastermind group, however inspiring, is worth precisely nothing until it is systematically executed. Organized action is the bridge between intention and realization, between the mental blueprint and the physical manifestation of wealth. It is the deliberate, step-by-step execution of a definite plan, meticulously crafted and relentlessly pursued, all fueled by that burning desire for your definite purpose. Contrast this with the sporadic, aimless activity that plagues so many aspiring individuals. They flit from one idea to another, dabble in various ventures, pursue fleeting opportunities, all without a cohesive plan or persistent effort. This fragmented approach, this lack of definite and organized action, ensures that their potential, however vast, dissipates into a whirlwind of unfulfilled promise. To engage in organized action is to first possess a meticulously detailed plan, a blueprint for your specialized knowledge to generate value. This plan breaks down your grand vision into a sequence of manageable, achievable tasks, each with its own purpose and timeline. It requires decision-making, swift and unwavering, to adapt to changing circumstances while remaining true to the ultimate objective. It demands persistence, a steadfast refusal to yield in the face of temporary defeat. For setbacks are not failures, but mere detours on the path to success. The Mastermind Alliance provides the intellectual capital and the moral support. Organized action provides the relentless momentum. It is the daily discipline, the consistent effort, the strategic allocation of resources, both human and material, that slowly but surely sculpts the raw material of specialized knowledge into the solid structure of tangible wealth. Every task, however small, when executed as part of an organized plan, contributes to the overall momentum, building an unstoppable force. So, how precisely does this potent combination of mastermind and organized action transmute specialized knowledge into the gold of capital? It is a process of relentless value creation and strategic market delivery. Your specialized knowledge, refined by the collective intelligence of your mastermind, enables you to identify market gaps, develop superior products or services, or solve complex problems with unprecedented efficiency. Organized action then takes these refined insights and systematically brings them to the market. This involves careful planning of production, astute marketing strategies, efficient distribution, and a meticulous attention to customer satisfaction. It is not enough to merely have a solution. You must effectively deliver it to those who need it and are willing to pay for it. Here, I introduce the concept of rapid wealth prototyping, an approach born from the wisdom of Hill's principles. Instead of striving for unattainable perfection before launching your specialized knowledge into the marketplace, you must embrace the discipline of testing, learning, and iterating. Launch a refined yet imperfect version of your product or service. Observe the market's response, gather feedback, adapt, refine, relaunch. This iterative process, guided by your definite purpose and executed through organized action, allows you to continuously hone your offering, ensuring it remains precisely aligned with market demand while simultaneously generating revenue that fuels further development and expansion. The aim is not flawlessness, but consistent, intelligent effort and unwavering adaptation. This is the essence of converting theoretical understanding into practical prosperity. Identifying what you do best, understanding who needs it most, and then systematically and persistently delivering that value in a way that generates profit. Without this disciplined application, your specialized knowledge, however brilliant, remains merely an unmined treasure, forever buried beneath the surface of unfulfilled potential. The path to riches is paved not with intentions, but with the consistent, organized steps of action. You have, with diligent effort and perhaps a touch of courageous introspection, begun to identify the contours of your specialized knowledge, that unique vein of gold within your own intellect and experience. You understand its power, have perhaps even begun to envision its application through a mastermind alliance and organized action. Yet, as you stand poised to fully commit, a shadow, an insidious internal saboteur, often emerges from the recesses of the mind. This is not an external foe, no market resistance, no competitor's cunning. No, this adversary is far more potent, far more dangerous, for it speaks with your own voice. It is the profound, often paralyzing fear of being too specific. This apprehension whispers doubts, questions your qualifications, and urges you back to the deceptive safety of generality, preventing you from truly embracing the very path to distinction that promises your liberation. Once you have dared to claim a niche, to declare yourself an authority, even if only to yourself, a powerful psychological barrier often materializes, the imposter syndrome of specialization. A voice begins to question, who am I, truly, to position myself as an expert in this particular domain? Am I genuinely qualified? Have I amassed enough experience, enough knowledge to withstand the scrutiny of others? Will they not see through my claims, exposing me as a fraud, a mere dabbler pretending to possess mastery? This internal interrogation can be debilitating, causing even the most capable individuals to shrink from the very specialization that would elevate them. But I say to you, this self-doubt is a natural yet entirely conquerable hurdle on the path to genuine authority. It is at this critical juncture that the principles of self-confidence and autosuggestion, which I have so fervently advocated, become not merely abstract philosophies, but urgent, practical tools. The belief in oneself, in one's chosen expertise, must be cultivated with unwavering discipline. This is not the hollow bravado of arrogance, but a justified, deeply felt conviction rooted in your acquired knowledge, your demonstrated capabilities, and your definite purpose. You must speak to your subconscious mind, affirming your authority, reminding yourself of every challenge overcome, every insight gained, every unique problem solved. This deliberate self-persuasion builds a foundation of unshakable certainty, a bulwark against the corrosive whispers of internal doubt, allowing you to move forward with conviction despite the residual anxieties that linger. The paradox is clear. The very act of specializing often exposes one to greater scrutiny. Yet it is precisely this focused path that leads to true, undeniable authority and lasting reward. Hand in hand with this internal questioning walks another formidable foe, the fear of criticism and exposure. The generalist, by their very nature, can hide in plain sight, blending seamlessly into the background, rarely attracting pointed scrutiny. But the specialist, the one who declares a specific competence, steps into the glaring light of public perception. With this visibility comes the inevitable reality of criticism, the judgment of peers, the skepticism of competitors, the harsh assessments of those who understand, less yet feel entitled to express more. The fear of being judged, of making mistakes publicly, of falling short of perceived expectations can be a potent deterrent, pushing one back towards the deceptive comfort zone of generalism. But what is this comfort if it is purchased at the price of your true potential? I urge you to cultivate what I term mental invulnerability to criticism that is not constructive, to the noise of detractors who often act from a place of ignorance, envy, or their own unfulfilled ambitions. Remember, criticism, when devoid of genuine insight or presented by those who have accomplished less, is merely a reflection of their own limitations, not yours. Reframe this fear. See criticism not as a sign of failure, but as an indicator that you are pushing boundaries, that you are visible, that you are making an impact significant enough to draw attention. It is an inevitable part of the journey toward mastery, a proving ground for your resolve. It is precisely these fears, the imposter syndrome, the dread of criticism, that the internal saboteur leverages to erode your most precious asset: persistence. It's too hard, the voice will murmur. You're not good enough. This specialized path is fraught with too many risks. What if you fail spectacularly, publicly? It is at these moments of wavering that the unyielding strength of Hill's principle of persistence must be called upon. This is not merely about refusing to give up. It is about the consistent, unyielding application of effort, a laser-like focus on your definite purpose, even when doubts plague your mind, even when external pressures mount. Persistence is the ultimate antidote to fear and self-doubt. Each small victory, each obstacle overcome, each moment of unwavering effort reinforces your belief in yourself and your chosen path. It proves, beyond any external validation, your own capabilities to yourself. Your definite purpose, that burning desire, serves as the unwavering anchor that holds you steady against the storm of self-doubt and external criticism. When your purpose is clear, when your vision is bright and unclouded, these fears diminish in their power, becoming mere ripples rather than tidal waves. Every temporary defeat, every setback that threatens to derail your specialized journey, must be reframed not as a final failure, but as a stepping stone, a crucial lesson, an opportunity for refinement and renewed resolve. It is the persistent specialist, whose focus allows for deeper analysis of failures and quicker adaptation, who ultimately transcends the trials of doubt and emerges victorious. Embrace the specificity, for it is the crucible in which true mastery is forged, and through which your unique contribution will finally be recognized and rewarded. You have journeyed with me through the intricate landscape of specialized knowledge, confronting the mirage of generalism, excavating the hidden mines of your own unique capabilities, and even facing down the insidious saboteurs that whispered doubts from within. Now, a profound question hangs in the air. A question that separates the dreamers from the doers, the aspiring from the achieving. Now that you have begun to unveil this secret, this potent truth of specialized knowledge, what precisely will you do with it? Will you allow it to remain a mere intellectual curiosity, a fascinating theory to be pondered yet never applied? Or will you seize this moment, transforming understanding into tangible action, and thereby convert your newfound insight into the very currency of your dreams? Understand this: knowledge, in its purest form, is inert. It is potential energy, boundless in its capacity, yet utterly useless until activated by the spark of decision and the sustained force of action. The distinction between those who merely know and those who achieve lies solely in this critical pivot: the unflinching willingness to transmute thought into deed. Do not deceive yourself into believing that further contemplation, more passive acquisition of information, will somehow bridge the chasm between your current reality and your desired future. That bridge is built only through concrete steps, through the deliberate application of what you have learned, through the courage to act in the face of uncertainty. Your specialized knowledge, however brilliantly conceived, will remain a dormant seed until you consciously choose to plant it, nurture it, and relentlessly cultivate it in the fertile ground of your definite purpose. Your journey to lasting wealth, to the realization of your most ardent desires, is not a sudden leap into the unknown, but a methodical construction, brick by purposeful brick. It demands not just aspiration, but a commitment to tangible, measurable steps, initiated now. Therefore, I urge you to begin this very moment with 3 immediate fundamental actions that will lay the cornerstone of your empire of specialized knowledge. First, take a pen to paper or fingers to keyboard and create a list. Do not rush this process. Reflect deeply, objectively, and without self-deprecating judgment. I want you to meticulously identify and articulate at least 3 distinct areas where you possess an unusual depth of knowledge, a unique skill, or an inherent ability that others consistently seek from you or admire. These may be talents that seem so natural to you that you have mistakenly devalued them, dismissing them as common. They might be solutions you have devised for personal or professional challenges that once plagued you. Perhaps you are exceptionally adept at simplifying complex information, at organizing chaos, at discerning patterns others overlook, or at communicating with particular clarity. Do not concern yourself at this stage with the market value of these insights. Simply bring them to conscious awareness. This act of identification is not merely an exercise in self-inventory. It is the vital process of consciously acknowledging the very seeds of your future fortune, preparing them for cultivation. Second, with this list in hand, shift your focus from introspection to investigation. Your task now is to embark on a deliberate search for the demand that aligns with your unique offerings. Where is this specialized knowledge, this particular skill you possess, most acutely needed in the world? Who, precisely, is actively struggling with the problems you can effortlessly solve? Who is currently paying, or would gladly pay, for the solutions, the insights, the improvements that your distinct capabilities can provide? This is not about creating demand where none exists, but rather about identifying existing reservoirs of need and aligning your specialized offerings with them. Research the market with a keen, discerning eye. Observe industries, communities, or specific groups of individuals. Where are the pain points? Where are the inefficiencies? Where is the hunger for the very value that you, with your unique specialized knowledge, are equipped to provide? This step demands a blend of rigorous analysis and imaginative empathy to truly understand the frustrations of others and envision how your specialized insights can become their indispensable solution. Third, and perhaps most crucially, make an unwavering commitment. From the identified areas of specialized knowledge and the researched market demands, select one, just one, area. Make a definite decision to not merely develop, but to deliberately deepen your knowledge in this chosen domain. Your objective, from this moment forward, is to become, in your own mind and through your persistent actions, the absolute #1 authority, the most capable individual, the undisputed master in this specific field. This commitment is not a fleeting aspiration. It is a solemn vow to yourself. It entails relentless study, continuous refinement of your skills, tireless experimentation, and an unshakable dedication to mastery. This level of deliberate, focused deepening transforms passive interest into active expertise, mere competence into unparalleled authority. It signifies the true beginning of your journey towards becoming indispensable, towards creating value that commands premium reward. Remember, the market rewards specialists, not generalists, and it rewards those specialists who have demonstrably committed to the highest echelons of their chosen craft. Do not embark upon this journey in solitude. Share your insights, your discoveries, your initial steps. In the spirit of the mastermind, the collective sharing of wisdom amplifies individual potential. In the comments below, I invite you to declare, what is this specialized knowledge you have identified within yourself? What unique skill or insight do you possess that you are now committing to cultivate and offer to the world? By articulating it publicly, you solidify your commitment, inspire others to introspection, and perhaps in turn find inspiration and valuable perspectives from the community. Remember, the path to enduring wealth, to genuine success, is never a frantic sprint driven by fleeting impulses. It is, instead, a profoundly strategic journey of mastery, a methodical climb fueled by definite purpose, relentless persistence, and the unwavering application of specialized knowledge. Your journey of true distinction, your ascension to the heights of your potential, begins now with these concrete, immediate steps. You have walked a path of profound self-inquiry, guided by the timeless principles that elevate the ordinary to the extraordinary. We have systematically dismantled the pervasive myth that a scattered general knowledge is the key to enduring wealth, exposing it as a comforting illusion that distracts from true purpose. You have learned to look inward, to discern the unique contours of your own specialized knowledge, those inherent talents and hard-won insights that others unknowingly seek. Moreover, you have been shown the critical distinction between merely possessing this knowledge and actively applying it, the essential alchemy that transmutes raw potential into tangible capital through the potent force of a mastermind alliance and the unwavering momentum of organized action. And, critically, you have been forewarned of the insidious internal saboteurs, the fears of inadequacy and criticism that stand ready to derail your commitment to specialization, providing you with the mental tools to conquer them through relentless persistence. Now pause and allow a compelling vision to unfold within your mind. Envision a life where the struggles that once defined your aspirations begin to dissolve. Imagine the profound impact you are capable of achieving, not through frantic, undirected effort, but through the precise and powerful application of your singular expertise. Picture the freedom that awaits you, the freedom from financial constraint, the freedom to pursue your highest ideals, the freedom to allocate your time and energy according to your deepest desires rather than the dictates of necessity. This is not a fanciful dream, but the natural, inevitable outcome when you fully embrace, cultivate, and consistently apply your most valuable asset, your specialized knowledge. This is the promise of a life lived by design, not by default, where every action is a deliberate step toward a definite purpose, illuminated by the unique light of your own genius. This is the ultimate harvest of intelligent effort, where your distinct contribution to the world is not only recognized, but richly rewarded. The journey you have embarked upon is not one that concludes with the mere understanding of these principles. It is a continuous, evolving process of growth, refinement, and persistent application. To truly integrate these truths, to fully manifest the prosperity that is rightfully yours, demands an ongoing commitment to deliberate action. Do not allow the insights gained here to recede into the vast ocean of forgotten information. Instead, let them serve as the foundational pillars upon which you construct your future. The path to mastery is seldom a solitary endeavor, and the most formidable challenges often require a collective spirit, a shared vision, and a mutual dedication to overcoming obstacles. Therefore, your next steps are not merely a continuation, but an acceleration. Continue to cultivate your mastermind alliance, seeking out those whose specialized knowledge complements your own, forming an impenetrable front against adversity and an unstoppable force for progress. Remain vigilant against the insidious whispers of doubt and the distracting clamor of generality, knowing that your power lies in your focus. Recognize that every lesson learned, every setback encountered, is but a chisel refining the masterpiece that is your life's work. The principles I have elucidated are not static dogma. They are dynamic tools, meant to be wielded with intelligence, courage, and unwavering faith in your own potential. The world stands ready to compensate those who deliver exceptional value through specialized knowledge, organized action, and an indomitable spirit. If the profound wisdom shared within this discourse has resonated with you, if it has ignited a spark of recognition, a desire for greater achievement, then acknowledge this transformation. Indicate your commitment to this ongoing journey of mastery, and know that this is but one step in a longer, more rewarding ascent. We have laid the groundwork, articulated the principles, and inspired the initial action. But the journey of true and lasting success is a continuous unfoldment. In our next shared exploration, we will delve into the critical, often misunderstood art of constructing and harnessing your own personal mente maestra, your definitive mastermind alliance, not merely as a concept, but as a living, breathing, dynamic entity designed to multiply your efforts and accelerate your ascent toward unparalleled influence and abundant prosperity. This is the logical progression, the next vital element in building the empire of your dreams, an empire founded on the solid bedrock of specialized knowledge and propelled by coordinated genius. You have walked a path of profound self-inquiry, guided by the timeless principles that elevate the ordinary to the extraordinary. We have systematically dismantled the pervasive myth that a scattered general knowledge is the key to enduring wealth, exposing it as a comforting illusion that often distracts from true purpose. You have learned to look inward, to discern the unique contours of your own specialized knowledge, those inherent talents and hard-won insights that others unknowingly seek, often desperately. Moreover, you have been shown the critical distinction between merely possessing this knowledge and actively applying it, the essential alchemy that transmutes raw potential into tangible capital through the potent force of a mastermind alliance and the unwavering momentum of organized action. And, critically, you have been forewarned of the insidious internal saboteurs, the fears of inadequacy and criticism that stand ever ready to derail your commitment to specialization, providing you with the mental tools and the necessary resolve to conquer them through relentless persistence. This journey has not merely been one of listening, but of profound internal revelation. Each concept presented was not merely an idea, but an invitation to introspection, a challenge to reevaluate deeply held, yet perhaps unproductive, beliefs about success and the accumulation of riches. Now pause and allow a compelling vision to unfold within the deepest chambers of your mind. Close your eyes, if only for a fleeting moment, and fully embrace this profound realization. Envision a life where the struggles that once defined your aspirations, the limitations that tethered your ambitions, begin to systematically dissolve, receding into the background like a forgotten dream. Imagine the profound, far-reaching impact you are capable of achieving, not through frantic, undirected, and ultimately exhausting effort, but through the precise, deliberate, and powerful application of your singular expertise, that specialized knowledge that is uniquely yours. Picture, with vivid detail, the tangible freedom that awaits you. The freedom from the gnawing constraints of financial insecurity, the profound freedom to pursue your highest ideals without compromise, the exhilarating freedom to allocate your most precious resources, your time and your energy, according to your deepest, most authentic desires, rather than submitting to the impersonal dictates of external necessity or the whims of circumstance. This, I assure you, is not a fanciful dream, a mere utopian fantasy to be indulged and then forgotten. No, this is the natural, the inevitable, the demonstrable outcome when you courageously choose to fully embrace, diligently cultivate, and consistently apply your most valuable asset, your specialized knowledge. This is the profound promise of a life lived by conscious design, not by the default of circumstance or the inertia of habit, where every thought conceived and every action undertaken becomes a deliberate, meaningful step toward a definite, preconceived purpose. It is a life illuminated by the unique, irreplaceable light of your own genius, a genius that has been unlocked and directed. This is the ultimate harvest of intelligent effort, where your distinct, invaluable contribution to the world is not only recognized and celebrated, but justly and richly rewarded, far beyond the confines of your present imagination. The world yearns for specialized solutions, and you, my friend, are now armed with the compass to find your unique place in providing them. The journey you have embarked upon, the journey toward profound success and the accumulation of enduring wealth, is not one that suddenly concludes with the mere intellectual understanding of these fundamental principles. No, it is a continuous, dynamic, and ever-evolving process of growth, of refinement, of relentless and persistent application. To truly integrate these vital truths into the very fabric of your being, to fully manifest the prosperity that is rightfully yours, a prosperity that mirrors the value you deliver, demands an ongoing, unwavering commitment to deliberate, purposeful action. Do not, under any circumstances, allow the profound insights gained within these moments to recede into the vast, undifferentiated ocean of forgotten information, becoming merely another fleeting thought. Instead, let them serve as the foundational, unshakable pillars upon which you meticulously construct the magnificent edifice of your future, an edifice built not of sand, but of steel-like resolve. The path to mastery, to truly becoming exceptional in your chosen specialized field, is seldom a solitary endeavor. Indeed, the most formidable challenges, the most ambitious undertakings, often require a collective spirit, a shared vision, and a mutual dedication to overcoming obstacles that would overwhelm any single individual. This is why the principle of the master mind, which we briefly touched upon, holds such profound importance. Continue, with unwavering intention, to cultivate your own master-mind alliance, consciously seeking out those whose specialized knowledge, whose distinct perspectives, and whose unwavering commitment complement your own. Forge these alliances, for they form an impenetrable front against adversity and an unstoppable force for progress, amplifying your individual strengths exponentially. Remain ever vigilant against the insidious whispers of self-doubt and the distracting clamor of generality, knowing with absolute certainty that your true power, your magnetic attraction for success, lies precisely in your unwavering focus, in the laser-like intensity of your definite purpose. Recognize with clear-eyed wisdom that every lesson learned, every temporary setback encountered, every seeming failure along this path is not an end. It is not a sign of your inadequacy. Rather, each is but a chisel, a refining tool, meticulously shaping and perfecting the magnificent masterpiece that is your life's work, making it stronger, more resilient, more capable. The principles I have elucidated, the truths I have imparted, are not static dogma, not inert theories to be memorized. They are dynamic, living tools meant to be wielded with intelligence, with unshakable courage, and with an unwavering faith in your own inherent potential to create and to achieve. The world, in its vastness and its endless needs, stands ready. Indeed, it yearns to compensate those who deliver exceptional value through their specialized knowledge, propelled by organized action and sustained by an indomitable spirit. This is not merely the conclusion of a discourse, it is the commencement of your transformation. It is the beginning of a life lived with purpose, fueled by clarity and crowned with achievement. If the profound wisdom shared here has ignited a burning flame of recognition within you, if it has stirred a deep-seated desire for greater, more meaningful achievement, then embrace this transformation fully. Acknowledge this vital internal shift. Your commitment to this ongoing journey of mastery is not merely a personal vow. It is a declaration to the universe of your readiness. For this is but one vital step in a longer, far more rewarding ascent toward the zenith of your capabilities. We have laid the essential groundwork, articulated the foundational principles, and, I trust, inspired the initial crucial actions. But the true, enduring journey of success is a continuous, magnificent unfoldment. Therefore, in our very next exploration, we shall delve with meticulous detail into the critical, often misunderstood art of constructing and harnessing your own personal mente mestra, your definitive master-mind alliance. We will examine it not merely as an abstract concept, but as a living, breathing, dynamic entity designed with precision to multiply your efforts, to overcome any obstacle, and to accelerate your unstoppable ascent toward unparalleled influence and truly abundant prosperity. This, my friend, is the logical, indispensable progression, the next vital element in building the empire of your dreams, an empire founded on the solid bedrock of specialized knowledge and powerfully propelled by the coordinated genius of dedicated minds.